Alright, we'll be going live in just a second. Well, we are live right now, but I'll be live in just a second. I am realizing now that I'm using my camera to record, so I can't use it to post that I'm live. So give me just a second to post that I'm live, and then we'll get started. Got everyone. Stream crew and YouTube crew. News crew. And then maybe I should have posted the going live tweet first. I'm waiting a second anyway to give everyone some time to get in before I start opening it. So, I woke up today. It was 12:30, not 12:30, 11:30. I woke up and I checked the order status and it got here at 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. Uh just what's it called? Just a few minutes after I went to sleep this morning because I couldn't sleep very well. So, PS2 unboxing one. I already have a PS2. It's even in arm's reach. PS2 unboxed. There. Oh, it's dusty. Ugh. So I woke up. I checked the order status. It was delivered at 7:30 in the morning. Not a very busy day at my Walmart, I guess. And they not only brought me the Switch 2, but they brought me a Coke for free and Hot Ones Pringles for free. So I didn't know how they knew I liked spicy stuff, but they got me spicy stuff. And then I was worried because I checked the order and I was like, "Oh no, they delivered it at 7:30 and I didn't see it outside, so I panicked." And then Connie was like, "Well, I think Blythe grabbed it this morning." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I checked Blythe's seat and it was in her seat. I think Blythe was trying to scare me. Yeah, on standby. I had the PS2 in arm's reach. Oops, I just realized that that window thing has been there this whole time. Why is it still showing that? Stop doing that. Why the Okay. We done now? Okay. We putting the last dab on Mario Kart? It's digital, so I don't think I can do that. Mine came with a Coke, original Pringles, and a reusable Walmart bag. Yeah, I got a reusable Walmart bag too. Okay, so it's not just me. So How do I get into this thing? I thought it was going to be actually shipped. I had no idea that it was being actually delivered by my own Walmart. I didn't think it was going to be some, you know, dude in his Ford pickup dropping off my Switch 2. There it is. The box. The box. It is the box. Alright, it says includes full game download. And then in a billion different other languages. Did they forget American? You bring me the card, I'll bring the dab. And then you can see it being slotted in there from the new dock. Wow, I did not back the camera up enough. Let me see if I can back the camera up a little bit more. Oh, it's so squeaky. Oop, too far. Ah, why is it so squeaky? Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, mine got here at 7:42. I had no idea that they delivered that early in the morning. I thought it was going to be like through USPS and I was going to be getting it like late in the afternoon. But no, it was first thing in the morning. Oh. There's tape on it. Just a second. I didn't bring the unboxing knife because I didn't think I'd need it. Alright. Oh, it's so hard to grab like this. Okay. There. Okay. Has some information here. Plug it in and set it up. How to detach and attach the Joy-Con. It's actually a pretty sizable box considering how thin the system is. So we have the right Joy-Con. I really like this red. It's like an almost pastel red. It's almost pink. The blue's okay. It's just blue. What do you want from me? Walmart made a promise that pre-orders would arrive before 9 a.m. on launch day. That's pretty good. I had no idea. Then we have the system itself. My download code, which I will not be putting on screen. Some paper, HDMI, the rails, the controller dock, another cord, the plug. The plug is still heavy on the bottom. I'll tell you what I mean by that in a second. And why that's an issue. And then the new dock. Okay. The gloves have to come off. I'm gonna just... Ah! So painful! Okay. So let's start with the stuff that isn't the system yet real quick. This is the new controller rail. I like it better than the old one. I don't have the old one right next to me because I don't like it that much, but it used to be that they slotted in from the top, but now they pop in on the sides. And it had these guards on the left and right side that kind of got in the way. This rests a little bit better. I like this. It feels like better plastic too because it's pretty heavily textured here. The new Joy-Cons are also very heavily textured. The old Joy-Cons, I actually have my Switch next to me. I keep all of my video game stuff within arm's reach. Even systems I haven't turned on in years. Here's my Switch original. The back here, you can see the finish is smooth or matte or whatever. It's like slightly waxy. It doesn't feel very good. But this has got like I don't know how to describe it. It's a slight sandiness to it. It's just better textured. Well, it pops right in and magnetizes. So actually, I think that debunks one of the myths that I heard. One of the myths is that the systems that the magnets inside were electromagnets. So if the system were to be off, the rails would pop off and fall off. So I think that settles that. It doesn't have the same satisfying click from the from the original Switch, but that's because it doesn't have rails anymore. The new tablet, the base system. Someone said that the rail looked cheap, like it was made in China, and I like hate to break it to you, Bal, but the literally everything is made in China now. But the rail itself is actually it's metal. You can't really tell when I flick it like that, but it is metal, and it's a pretty solid rail. I don't like how little vent space there is. This is something I had an issue with on the Switch 1, is the Switch 1 has very little vent space, and a lot of the performance you get out of a system is based off of what temperature it stays at while it's being played. Because the Switch 1 has very thin sections here, it overheats and it gets hot really quickly. And one of the mods that people made for it was a consolizer sort of thing, where they would take all the internals out and put it in a much bigger box so that it had more airflow, and that made it perform better, and so that they could overclock it. With very little ventilation, it affects your performance. Yeah, that rumor is a little crazy. I don't know why someone would think that. Why they would choose to go for electromagnets over the cheaper just fridge magnets. Like I could go pop these onto my fridge right now and they'd work. Okay. But yeah, the system is powered off. It snaps right on. Yeah, I don't know why you would think that they'd be electromagnets. Oh. The finish is really good. It actually feels really good in the hands here. It's got a good texture. It's a little weighty. It's a little heavy. Like, I want to be able to play it like this for very long. I'd say it's about a pound, which is a little bit less than a Steam Deck. For the cords, we have a fat charger base. It's smaller than the last one, if I remember right. Although I haven't used my original one in a long time. I got a replacement later on by Yock, and it has a really big base on it that takes up like 3 port spots on it. So this is a little bit better. It only takes up 2 places on your surge protector, but I wish they would keep in mind that a lot of people are probably using a surge protector. There's a ton of plastic, and there really didn't need to be. The wrist straps are much longer now. They've also got like something like some sort of wrap here, and it's like fusing the two together. That's not, it really doesn't do anything. Then there's a plastic bit here. It doesn't snap or unsnap, but it is much longer. Like, it goes way past where my hand would. So you've got some wiggle room here. I don't think really anyone was asking for this though, but it gives you plenty of space. You know what? It probably has an extra long cord in order to make room for people who are using it in mouse mode, so they can hold it comfortably. My Twitch link in the Discord isn't correct. Can you correct it then? You're right, isn't it? Oh, yeah, you're right. It's not. It's not right. What is it supposed to be? Just Nimsy? Actually, I don't know. I never check my Twitch. Okay. Well, most people watch me from YouTube anyway. What does it smell like? That's a good question, actually. Okay, can you post the real one below it? Oh, Nimsy in. Okay. There. Yeah, that fixed it. Okay, so what does it smell like? It smells like factory. It smells very chemically. It smells like a factory. And then we can pop out the Joy-Con here. So the Joy-Con release is actually a button right here, which I think that's actually kind of bad. It's very, very close to the trigger. The triggers are still not full triggers. I wasn't expecting them to be, but I think they're actually less of triggers than the original Joy-Con as well. So the original Joy-Con, it releases like this. You press this button, and it slides up. And it was less in the way because it's so small. But the buttons are much smaller on this. But I think there's more room to press on this than there is on the newer Joy-Con. As you can see, the shoulder buttons are much different in size. The shoulder buttons are much larger. It's like they actually intended adults to play this one. But they're much less of triggers, but these weren't really triggers to begin with. And then the rail also just snaps right on. Oh, the rail actually has a really interesting design on the underside. This actually looks really nice. It is much larger, and I wouldn't say this is any more comfortable because I never liked this in the first place. But in order to fix this, they would have to move these further to the left, and that would never fix it either. That would still be uncomfortable. The buttons up here are very tiny and very clicky. The plastic, by the way, feels spectacular. It is incredible plastic. It is very good quality plastic. Like, there's no cheapness in this whatsoever. The Switch 1 had a certain, like, cheapness to the original model. But this one it's like they had several years to figure out what they were going to do with it. Yeah, it's very clicky. I don't know if you can hear it. Slightly, maybe. But they're very clicky. But they're soft and quiet clicky. They're not loud clicky like a mechanical keyboard. The face buttons are practically silent. The shoulder button is also pretty silent. You could definitely play this while someone is sleeping next to you and not wake them up. Let's see what the point of this strap is. See if it's because of mouse mode. Yeah, I think it's to keep it comfortable for mouse mode. Ooh. Because of the thinness of this and the texture of my mat, it keeps wanting to tip over and keeps wiggling in my hand. So unless you've got a completely smooth surface, the mouse mode doesn't feel very good. The Switch 1 was very breedable in my opinion. Ever see Switch Dog? I've seen too much of Switch Dog. The horrors I've seen of Switch Dog. Okay, so the rail comes right off with no effort. You don't have to press the release button, but it does work. The release button is when you press it, there's a little pin that comes out the top to force it away from it. There's also a release at the... Oh, there's a lock at the top. Okay, so there's a little button here, and you press this in, and that locks it in, and then you can't pull it off. So when you pop it on... Okay, for some reason, it didn't automatically engage like it's supposed to. Oh, actually... Sometimes it just comes off no problem. I guess be careful about that. Okay. Let's move these. Comes with a free HDMI. I have a billion of these. You know what an HDMI cord looks like. Let's see how long it is, though. It looks like it's a 6-footer, maybe. Nobody predicted drift. There's going to be one problem with the console that nobody's going to have seen coming. Well, it doesn't use Hall effect sticks, so I do think it has the potential for drift, but how bad it gets depends on how good of a job Nintendo's done to fix it. It does look like it is a 6-foot HDMI cable, which is plenty. The charging cable it looks like it's a regular USB-C male to USB-C male, and then the charger port is USB-C female. So it should just work with any USB-C cord. Fast charging, I assume. The cord is very short for the USB-C. I think it should be a little bit longer. My third-party brand one, I think it's a 9-foot cord. This is just a 6-foot USB-C. It's not very long. Let me unplug. Oh, this probably came charged. I saw some other people do some unboxings, and theirs came charged. It would really suck if I had to stop everything that I was doing just to charge this. It's actually incredibly short. I can't get it to reach over to my desk where I would keep it at. I'm going to have to find a spot on my other shelf to put the dock. Can you play it in the bath? No, it actually, the manual suggests heavily that you don't bring it near any water at all. Okay. The new dock. The new dock is actually very nice. It's very space-agey. It's very rounded and sleek, and it's black. It's modern. The back does open up still, although it is not attached to it, so that just comes right off. But it's rounded, and it's clear that it's meant to stand up, so I don't know if you're going to see a hamburger style like Sakurai does it. Nice Switch 2 branding on the front. Lots of big flat space on the front for stickers, but the back will probably not be able to have any skins put on it because of how rounded it is. 2 USB ports, 2 USB alpha on the front. I think that's alpha. That's the word. USB-A. On the inside, it's got a Ethernet port built into it, a HDMI, and a USB-C. So it does have a Ethernet port in it. I think that might actually be... Did the Wii U have one? Yeah, I think it did. But I was going to say, I think that might be the first Nintendo system to have one. The system itself has a headphone jack still. That's great. USB-C up at the top. Volume up and down. Power button. Some sort of mystery button. I don't think that's even a button. And then the bottom has a USB-C as well. So this is for connecting to the dock, but it can also charge. And this one can also charge. So they put two USB-Cs on it so that you can hold it like this and play and have it charge from the top where it's more comfortable and gets you more distance. Yours arrived at over 80% charge. Okay. In my hands, it feels fine. It's really rounded right here, so it's very easy for your index fingers to slip and press the bottom ones if you need to. It's not comfortable to double finger it like that because there's not much grip. So you're going to be playing like this mostly. The rails themselves here, they feel metal, and that they're blue is really cool. Yeah, they're cold like they're metal. The joysticks are a little shallower than I'd like. They're comfy though. They've got a decent texture on them. I would like them more textured though, but people are probably just going to put caps on them anyway. Yeah, they are metal on the inside. Okay. And then right into the dock. That's it. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this on. We got some other things to test real quick. Let me bring up my list of things to check. There's several rumors about the system that people were possibly just straight up making up that I wanted to see if we could address. Let me see. Recent documents. Switch to myths. There we go. Okay. So one of the ones was the first one we need to test is that the Switch 2 is essentially a brick without the day one patch. Yes, the Switch 2 is very curvy. It's rounded on all edges. It's also thinner than the... It's thinner on the edges, it looks like. No, it's not thinner. It's just more rounded, so it has the appearance of being thinner than a regular Switch. All right. Oh, that music kind of slaps. That sounds like a half-assed accordion dying a slow, painful death. No, it's like a piano dying. Okay, so English US, the Americas, accept, next. We are not going to connect to the internet. And then we're going to find my time zone. Ooh, I actually like that click sound. That's a very satisfying click sound. Chicago. It is 5:25. This is actually a pretty large handheld. This isn't entirely comfortable to hold like this. I think I'm going to be playing it in docked mode a lot. So I'm going to have my Switch 2 here, or my Switch 1 here, as a comparison, so that y'all can see just how much bigger it is. It's pretty hefty. It is noon. We're not gonna... maybe I should start a system transfer. Connect to the internet to transfer systems. We'll do that later. No, let me go back. Okay, don't transfer. Oh, you won't be able to transfer systems later. Oh, that's messed up. I can't test if it works without internet now if I do that. Well, crap. Oh, I've seen video of other people playing Mario Kart without having the day one update, so I'm sure it works fine. I just won't be able to test that part. because I want to do the system transfer because I have, you know, my accounts and stuff like that on that. It's weird that they won't let you do it. So we're gonna have to skip testing that one, I guess. All right, let me put in my internet stuff. Maybe I can hard reset the console. Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to risk it and not be able to transfer my stuff at all. It's not that important to test. No one like that myth about it not working before the day one patch. Oh, who gives a fuck? It only affects the people who who got one before the launch date. It's after launch now. It doesn't affect anybody anymore. So let me connect to my internet. I probably got my password wrong. It's rare. Nope, I got it. I was gonna say it's rare for me to set up the internet on something. You'll need to update the system first. While the update downloads, you can learn more about the Switch too. Okay, yep. Looks like I have to skip that one. With Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want, however you want. The system can stand at whatever angle you like, just pull out the rear stand. You can connect the AC adapter to the top of the system. Detach the right Joy-Con from the side and pull to the side. And then select next with the controller you removed. Do you want to connect to a TV and play on a larger screen? Later. Well, let's skip that. Choose a style. You can play however you want at any time. Okay, and now we gotta wait for an update. It looks like I'm making the sounds. Oh yeah, probably because I'm probably because the PNG tuber is bouncing. Drinking my free Coke from Walmart that they gave me to thank me for making such a exorbitantly expensive purchase. I can feel the chemicals coursing through me. Oh, let's try one of these Hot One chips. It came with the Switch too. It came with the Switch 2 as well. I don't really watch Hot Ones anymore. It feels so corporate now. It feels like a Netflix show, not like a YouTube show anymore. It's hot, but it's not that hot. I'd say it's a particularly zesty hot sauce kind of flavor. Very zesty. Yep, a free Coke and chips. Like, I just got done working a 70-hour shift after my coworker called out for COVID. It sure do be updating, huh? Let's compare the tablet size real quick while we're here. Yeah, the tablet is about an inch smaller in both directions. It's half an inch shorter and an inch less wide. This is a much bigger system. And the light on this, like, it's nice that they made the buttons quieter so that they don't wake up your neighbor. Your bed neighbor, as the humans call them. And, yeah, it's weird that they did that so it doesn't wake up people at night, but then the light is going to be brighter than the sun. That's what she said. Yeah, it's an inch bigger. Sometimes all you need is an extra inch. Stand isn't bad. It feels sturdy. It goes along the entire bottom. And it's metal. Nintendo, it said 3 minutes ago, like 2 minutes. It said 3 minutes left, 2 minutes ago. Come on. This is why this generation is failing and why everything is going bad now because Nintendo says it's going to take 3 minutes and then it takes longer than 3 minutes. How fucking dare they? This is cockapoopy. Alright. This manual reeks. Oh yeah, it said that there was a screen protector on it already and not to remove it. It's a shatterproof screen protector. It's very thin, and I can't really see it. It reaches near the edges almost all the way. You can't really see it, especially not on not on my camera. It's not HD enough that you'd be able to see it, but it does go flush from edge to edge. It's not a tempered glass screen like mine is on my Switch 1. See, there you might be able to see that there's a crack in it that's on the glass itself because I actually dropped this once, and if it wasn't for this glass, it probably would have broken the screen. So I think that if you get a screen protector, you should get a tempered glass screen and put it over this plastic one because the plastic one is perfectly fine to be there. It's placed perfectly, so it's not in the way. Will it have Internet Explorer? I doubt it'll have a browser because the Switch 1 didn't have a browser. If this has a browser, that makes it easier to hack. We're nearly there. Why do you want it to have Internet Explorer so badly? You trying to hack it? You a criminal? Okay. I'm gonna try to adjust this to bring it in a little further. Note to self: hire camera rodent. Okay. Starting system transfer. If you have a micro SD card express, insert it. I do not. There's an update for the Switch, Switch Original. What's the point of the system transfer if I have to re-sign into my Nintendo account anyway? I think it's my account. I have my original Switch. Okay, so we'll set this aside for a minute while I try to figure out my login. Okay, it does give me a hint. I haven't signed into my Nintendo in forever. It doesn't feel warm yet. It does have a little heat coming out from the bottom vents. I'm not doing a QR code. I don't have the Nintendo app. Yep, I mistyped. How many attempts do I get before it kicks me out? Alright, that's one. That's two. That's three. Okay. Fourth time's the charm. That's the saying, right? It's me. There I am. Move the system and the source system close together to transfer data. Connect an AC adapter to start downloading data. Oh my god. It's just thing after thing after thing with you. Open the home menu and then go to system settings. And then do system transfer. Oh my god, where is it? There it is, at the absolute bottom. You can keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Some Nintendo Switch games may not be supported or fully compatible with the Switch 2. That's normal. Not everything, like... I remember the Xbox One not being able to play any 360 stuff for the first few months. Okay. They are both next to each other. Nimsy the Bimsy pub. Act successful. Continue with system transfer. The other accounts will be removed there as well. Users who have not linked a Nintendo account will be removed from this system and transferred to the Switch 2 system. Oh, these are just guest accounts, people that I let play on my Switch. Save data will be removed and moved. Connect the AC adapter. You want me to have you want me to have two AC adapters plugged in just to transfer data? I don't have that much space on my surge protector. Can I just lie and say yeah? No? Okay. Not making this easy for me, huh? Who has this much space on a surge protector? Alright, let's hope I don't blow the fuse in my house. Nope. It's not gonna stay up. Nope, that's gonna fall right over. This is annoying. I'm gonna have to unplug my monitor for a minute and plug it into where my monitor goes. All right, I can't see you for a minute, chat. Behave yourselves. What a practical way to do this. Okay, I can see you now. Can't they just like go like, okay, we're gonna just transfer your account and your permissions over, and then you can download the rest on your own? Because I think that would probably be faster. Calculating time left. All right, we got some more downtime. So your Mario Kart download code comes in on a little paper slip like this. It's very easy to lose. Be careful. That little paper slip was the only sort of user manual it came with. It didn't come with a booklet or anything showing off the features. And most when games did that, and it's like, oh, we stopped including manuals with things because it's better for the Earth. Meanwhile, 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 styrofoam bad for the Earth. Plastic bag, 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 bad for the Earth. Paper's a lot better for the Earth. Just put a damn manual in there. You already put 20 pieces of plastic. Give me a full damn manual. Woo! So far we had a decently long download, about a 15-minute download for the update. And then now we're going to have a 15-minute update for sending the data over wireless. Like I said, they should have made it just transfer the made it just so it transfers over your profiles, and then have you download the rest later. Because I'm sure there's some things on this Switch 1 that I don't want transferred over or don't care about having transferred over. So now I also wonder, if this stuff is transferred over from my Switch 1, am I still able to play my Switch 1 games on my Switch 1 with my profile? Or can I only have one system active at once? That's something I'm curious about. Because if I can't transfer this stuff over and then keep this data here, well, I'm probably going to hack or mod my Switch 1. Or I'm going to give it to my brother and he can have a new account put on it. Or I'm going to sell it to GameStop so I can afford another game. If they gave you a manual, it would cost more. Like 20 bags of plastic more? Yeah, the game price increase is bad, but someone brought up a good point. Nintendo games are games that typically have a lot of replay value in them. I'm gonna probably get my $80 worth out of each game. Like, no one plays Mario Kart once. And they'll no doubt have a Smash. And then there's also RPGs that they'll release too, and the RPGs are going to be longer. And Nintendo said that the more expensive game prices is going to enable them to spend more time on development, ensuring that the games are better. And if it's true and the games are better, I'm willing to pay a premium price for it. Also, The games industry has kind of been sucking a lot lately, and Nintendo has always been one of those companies that cares a little bit more about the user experience. And, you know, if I had to pay a little bit more to ensure that things are the way they should be, then, I'm willing to pay a little bit more. Gaming's not a cheap hobby. I like when I first arrived to this planet, I was poor the whole time. GameCube GameCube games were expensive too. $60 a game was expensive then too. When I was playing on the Game Boy Advance, games were $40 new, and that was expensive back then too. And I'm pretty sure if we did a check on like inflation, I'm pretty sure that it would be pretty close. Let's see. Uh, $40, 2001 to 2025. Yeah, it says here $40 is equivalent to 69.85. So $40 in 2001 is now worth $70 in 2025. So if it was a $60 game like those on the GameCube, it'd be $108. So I think it's trying to match inflation, but yeah. So I think it's matching inflation. It's not so much that the games are expensive or the system is expensive. It's that our government underpays us and doesn't value the labor that we provide. I live in Illinois. I live in a state where the minimum wage is $15 an hour, and the price of McDonald's has gone up the same as every other McDonald's because of their price increases. Like, it still costs me $3 to get a McChicken, just like everybody else. It doesn't cost me 4 or 5. Uh, but minimum wage in my state goes up yearly. So, uh, demand better from your government. Make unions. People like to say unions aren't effective, but look at all the stuff that the police get away with, and the police have one of the best unions around. They literally get away with murder. But yeah, it's not so much that the system and stuff like that is expensive. It's that you're underpaid. You're not being paid what you're worth. And it's easy to complain about the video games and stuff like that and have an issue with that because that seems like something that's easier to tackle or more possible for you to have influence over. But you really don't. Things cost more, and they have to make that money back. If you want things to go down in price, you gotta fix your governments. It's really flip flopping on how long it wants to take. It went from 5 minutes to 20 minutes left. Everyone's worth it. Everyone should be entitled to a living wage where they can pay for their home, food, and all of that stuff. And yeah, and the government should be ensuring that we are paid what we are worth and what we provide for the government because without us the government fails. The government needs our spending in order to keep it going. If we don't spend, they don't make money. So they should be ensuring that companies pay us appropriately so that we can continue to keep the government going. Because without us, the government can't afford anything. We need housing, we need food, we need water, we need electricity, and nowadays we need internet in order to be able to apply for jobs and stuff. So all of this stuff should be provided by the government because it's necessary for us to keep the government going. If the government needs us to have these things in order to provide for the government, then they should be making that stuff possible, affordable, or even free. Because I can't provide tax money if I can't work. Meanwhile, I've got two people in this house who have been applying for jobs for 6 months and haven't gotten anything back. How's everyone doing? We're just sitting here waiting, and I'm being a commie bastard real quick. I'm white, but I'm so red. Four more minutes. But yeah, I'm just talking about how the Switch 2 pricing is high, but how Nintendo is talking about how they're going to do things better because they have more money to enable them to do these things. So, yeah, it's more expensive, but they're offering us a more premium experience in return. And I don't have an issue paying more if I'm getting more. And that's what Nintendo's promising. So sure, $80 sounds expensive, but they're wanting more money to work harder. That makes sense. We would want the same thing, right? If I worked harder, I'd want to get paid more. Yeah, calling yourself a commie when talking about this stuff, it just shows how bad things are. Well, that's just America. America, they teach you that socialism is communism and communism is bad. Made $140 a few minutes ago selling a truck. Was it a rare Hot Wheels or something? $140 is nothing. You sure you got paid a right? You sure you didn't miss a zero or two there? Also, if a company makes more money, they're more able to provide sales because their profit margins are better, so that they can lose a bit. But knowing Nintendo, their games will never go below $80. 2 more minutes. You can upload your captured screenshots and videos and look at them using a smartphone or tablet. Yeah, I heard the sharing features were better on this, which is good for me. Oh yeah, I remember. Uh, when you take screenshots, it automatically uploads them to your phone now. Like it automatically uploads it to the Nintendo app where you can download them using your phone. So that's handy. Oh, that's where the kickstand is. I was like, what's with these little slots here? People were also complaining that the Switch 2 cartridges are the same cartridges as the Switch 1 cartridges, and it's like, yeah, because you wanted to be able to play both, right? You don't expect them to buy to make a second separate cartridge slot. I mean, they did for the Game Boy Advance, not Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS and the Game Boy Advance. Most of the money's going into building a roof. All right, system's about to restart. Are you some kind of communist? I don't think I'm a communist. I think this is more common sense than anything, and I think if you tell another person this stuff and don't mention the communism part, that they would agree. Like you'll say stuff like, "Hey, housing should be free," and then people will be like, "Next, you'll think water and food should be free," and it's like, it should, shouldn't it? It's necessary for me to provide for the government. Yeah, I'm not a communist. I'm an alien. I'm not a communist. I'm a creature who is more powerful and beyond your understanding. My brain big. I'm so full of brain. That's why my head's so big. That's why my ears are so big. The brain is stored in the ears. Data has been sent. Please wait until the process is complete on the Switch 2. Can I unplug these yet? I'm just saying I don't consider myself a communist, and I know that there's a system better than capitalism out there, and capitalism clearly isn't working. Things are getting expensive, been expensive for a while. I think it's time we try something new. The theme color from the source system will be carried over. Okay, why would that be important enough to tell me? Press home to go to home. Alright, let's unplug this and turn this off. Alright. So it's still having to do some downloads or some updates or something. Let's see if it's possible for me to play games on my Switch 2, on my Switch 1. To play this game, you'll need to first load the virtual card on this system. Yep. Okay, so if you want to keep playing stuff on your Switch 1, you need to download them back from your Switch 2. You need to loan them. They probably did this so that you can't give this to someone else and let them use all your games without borrowing one at a time. That's not very useful to me. So this could still be useful for my brother. I could give my brother this system because I'm not going to use my Switch 1 anymore. I could give my brother this system and then lend him out my Switch 1 games and he can play stuff as he wants. Because the most recent system he has is an Xbox 360. And then, yeah, I gave him a Wii a while back, and he's been playing that a little bit. But yeah, so you can't play your Switch 1. You can't bring your Switch 2 games, your Switch 1 games back over to the Switch 1 without doing a virtual card loaning thing. So let's see. Like, let's say I want to play Gunvolt. I click it. It says virtual cards, next, loan it. Eject from the other system and load onto this system. Load onto this system. Virtual game card has been loaded. So I can then play it. I don't know if I need to be connected to the internet for that to work. Let's try taking this back. Oh, wait, we can't. We have it updating. Can I return the virtual card? If you update and are still unable to download content or load game cards from the home menu. Well, let's put on airplane mode real quick. Okay, you can still use the virtual cards if you turn airplane mode on. So once the virtual card is brought over, you can continue to play it. Gotta wait for this update for Gunvolt real quick, and then I'll try to bring the card back and then see if I can transfer the card without the internet. Aliens are a metaphor for communism, like in The Thing. I did not get that from The Thing. I guess I missed that. Oh, actually, I could loan Space Invaders real quick. So, airplane mode is on. Let's try to borrow Space Invaders. Please turn airplane mode off when appropriate for your surroundings. Okay. So you need to be connected to the internet in order to transfer virtual game cards. You can still play your Switch 1 games after they've been transferred, but it requires you to send it via the virtual card system, which is just like loaning from your library. And then it sends it to you and you can borrow it essentially. And then you'll need to transfer the ownership back to the Switch 2 when you're done, which is annoying. But I guess it makes sense. It's so that they don't, So I don't know. It's kind of stupid, but it works the same way, I guess, as the Xbox 360's home versus away consoles. We'll see if I need to keep the Switch one on the internet after Gunvolt updates. I should have chosen a smaller game to use as an example. So once you have a Switch 2, your Switch 1 is kind of useless. So you could mod it if you wanted to at this point. Just make sure you never connect it to the internet again after you mod it. Because once you do this, you're going to have to use the virtual card system, which means you're going to need to be connected to the internet in order to transfer games over. But once the game is transferred over, you're able to play it offline. So you don't need to have internet in order to play your games, especially the virtual once they're transferred. You only need to connect the one time enough to get the game. Hello. So, completely blanked that this thing came out today. This launch has no hype for me, Sag. Well, I'm hyped because I pre-ordered it a while back. It's like an Xbox One. Why would you want one if you can use the Series consoles? Yeah, that's a good example, Fusoku. Is why would you want to be able to use your older system if the newer one can do everything a little bit better too? So there's no reason to use my Switch 1 now that I have a Switch 2, other than if I just want another console in the living room or something like that, or in the bedroom. Someone to use YouTube. Someone can use it to use YouTube. But yeah, I'm probably gonna wipe this and see if my brother wants to buy it off me, because I can sell it to GameStop for $90, or I can give it to my brother for $90. I still get a game that way, and then he gets a newer system. And I'm sure my niece will appreciate this. Alright. So these are updating right now. I guess we can go ahead and download Mario Kart, or we can pop on a Switch cartridge real quick and see. Okay, so the door for the Switch... Let me unplug this. The door for the Switch carts, instead of pulling back from here downwards, it pulls up, and then you pull it back a bit so that you can see it. Let's go ahead and pop in an older game real quick. There's Pokemon Scarlet. My ultimate love-hate relationship, Pokemon Scarlet. This one's going to require an update to play, so maybe not Pokemon Scarlet. I wanted to see if games could run better without needing that update. So let's try Disgaea 6, because Disgaea 6 actually chugs. That's Disgaea 5. Oops. Wrong Disgaea. I don't have an actual physical Switch 2 cartridge. The Mario Kart they gave me is digital. I assume they're red so that you can tell the difference. I'm trying to find Disgaea 6. There it is. Also, I noticed the little door is metal. I don't have any of the Atelier games. But I know Disgaea absolutely chugs. Disgaea 6 is the first one where they went with full 3D. And then they used 3D models to instead of using the 2D pixel models or the 2D drawn models. So it runs pretty badly. If it doesn't run any better, it could be just because the game itself doesn't run very well. We can also try No More Heroes, but No More Heroes runs bad on the series system because Suda51 didn't make any actual improvements to the game. He just ported it over. I have a new problem though. I gotta find a place where I can put my Switch 2 because the cord isn't long enough to go where I would normally put it on my desk. And then if I put it over in a second place, the other place I was going to put it, the HDMI cord isn't long enough to reach to my capture card. All right.
EG Software presents.
Okay, I'm used to the start button being at the top because of my Retroid Pocket. I didn't think about how I was going to test this or not. It looks fine. I do remember it lagging a bit even in the hub world. Let's go into a stage real quick if I can. I don't remember how to play this at all because I abandoned it as soon as I saw how badly it played. I'm going to turn the audio off just in case they decide to copyright strike my YouTube. I don't remember how to start a fight. There it is, Dimension Guide. This isn't going to be a very good test because of... Oh, auto battle's on. It looks like it's fine. Yeah, Disgaea looks fine. You'd probably find it weird that a turn-based strategy game might have problems running at a decent frame rate, but it does. The real test will be No More Heroes. If No More Heroes doesn't get 60 FPS, then we know that the hardware doesn't necessarily make a difference if the game is just designed poorly. No More Heroes 3. No More Heroes 3 chugs consistently, and I will know if it's chugging or not because I've played about 10 hours of this game. Tears of the Kingdom lagged as well. Yeah, and they don't have an update either. They want you to buy the upgrade version. Oh, this is a big patch from No More Heroes. This patch could actually have fixed the game itself. The C button. The C button is for sharing your game via the game chat system. Game chat is basically it's like a hangout room. It's kind of like a Twitch stream kind of thing. And you can share your gameplay. You can stream your gameplay out to other people to see it, and you can hang out and talk with people while you do it. So it's like a streaming app built into the Switch, but people have to be friends with you for it to work. I already know Scarlet's going to play better because Scarlet got an update specifically for this. Yeah, I would need to have friends. I don't have... Hey! But yeah, I don't have any friends that have that are on there yet. Let's see. We can close this while it's downloading the data, and we can check some other stuff real quick. Okay, so some other stuff that needed checking. Switch 1 Joy-Cons won't work with the Switch 2, allegedly. So let's try pairing up a Joy-Con. Let's search for controllers. Oh no, that's finding lost controllers. How to pair controllers. Other pairing methods. Okay, we'll use the sync button here. Okay. Did I do it right? It's a little different than Xbox and PlayStation party chats because it shows your gameplay. No other controllers detected? Nintendo said that these would work. There we go. I was on the wrong menu. Looks like it works to me. And then we can just repair it back to the old Switch by plugging it back in. Alright, so that's that one tested. Third-party hardware will brick the Switch too. People were joking about that. They said using third-party or unregistered products might brick the Switch too. I don't think anyone actually thinks it works like that. But I have my 8BitDo controller here. I'll switch it over to Bluetooth. What if this did break my system though? Just attaching another controller. That'd be crazy, right? Oh, looks like it's not connecting. Well, it looks like it's just not connecting. Maybe I need to update the software on my 8BitDo controller. Hopefully it works because I don't want to have to buy a new controller. Because the Nintendo controllers are going to be too expensive. Yes, this is the 8BitDo Ultimate 2C. Oh, the screen I'm in is only in for Nintendo controllers. Thank you. How do I add other controllers then? Let me check 8BitDo's site real quick. Ensure the controller is in Bluetooth mode, yep, and turn it on by pressing the home button, then enter pairing mode by holding the pair button for 3 seconds, causing it to blink. On your Switch, go to System Settings, Controllers, Grip Order. No, so I was on the right menu.
I wonder if it's only because of like it's got like a Xbox layout or something.
I don't think that matters. And then press the any button on the controller to connect. Let's try turning off the controller real quick and turning it back on. Okay, it might just not be compatible. The controller or the system might need a software update to be compatible. That, or I might need to put it in dock mode and then use the 2.4 gigahertz connector. But I am doing it correctly, and it's just not connecting. Hey, I know that voice. Yeah, that's Kanye.
Yep, that's me. Hello.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and turn that off. That controller is not connecting. We'll have to try that again later in the other mode. When I hook it up to my Elgato. No More Heroes 3 still downloading. We already tested the Joy-Con magnets. You don't need a screen protector. I already said that it does come with a screen protector on it, but the screen protector is a thin film one. It's not a tempered glass one, so it won't protect against drops that well. You need to be connected to the internet to play your games. We already know that's not the case probably, but we'll have to wait until something's downloaded. Well, we'll also have to download Mario Kart real quick. Let's download Mario Kart. I'm sure we'll be able to try out Game Chat without needing to connect to anybody. I'm sure we can try out Game Chat without doing that. Also, I don't have Nintendo Switch Online. Does it play DVDs? Of course it doesn't play DVDs. Another win for the PS2, I guess. So, everything is larger on this screen. I don't like that it still uses Nintendo Switch 1's layout. I thought they would have updated the layout. They didn't. You're gonna make me sign in again? Oh my god. Okay. Oh, look at that. It still loads slowly. It's a little faster. Yeah, okay. It's a little faster, but it's still slow. Oh my god, Duck Life 9 is coming to the Switch too? Yeah, it's a little slow still. Alright, let me pop in my code here for Mario Kart. Alright, Mario Kart World. Virtual game card added. What? I hate that they called it virtual game card. Just call it a loan system. Like, something like that, like loaning or renting or borrowing. um, so we already tested Switch Joy-Con. We'll connect to it. We couldn't test the Switch 2 as a brick without a day one patch, but honestly, like I said, that doesn't matter because it's past day one now, so everyone's perfectly fine. It affected a total of like 5 people, maybe, if it actually was true. So there was a rumor going around that the Switch 2 wouldn't work without the day one patch, and it was saying that you wouldn't be able to play your Switch 1 games, and you wouldn't be able to play your Switch 2 games at all, that you essentially had a brick until the day 1 patch. And people were getting upset about that, which doesn't make sense to me, because you just had to wait like 5 more days. You got the system early. You just had to wait 5 more days. But also, I don't think it's true, because I saw people playing Mario Kart. So regardless, this point after day one, it doesn't matter. That problem affected a total of like less than 1% of the people who bought the Switch too. So it's a really dumb thing to complain about. Third-party hardware will brick the Switch 2. That's obviously not going to be true. That was obviously just someone joking. They were like, "Oh, me when I plug my unregistered camera into the Switch 2, my Switch 2 blows up." That's a meme. That's not a real myth. All games will be $80. Of course, we know that to not be the truth. We can just go onto the eShop and look, and we will see other games that are not $80. We've already seen games that aren't $80. Oh my god. You're going to, again, making me sign in again. Let me click remember me this time. Okay, so look at that. Deltarune, $25. WarioWare Move It, $50. $20, $60, $20. It's only first-party Nintendo games that will cost $80. There, myth busted. Test the C button without going online. Okay. Well, I actually got stuff downloading, so I can't. I gotta wait for Mario Kart to finish downloading. Switch 1 games won't work without the day 1 patch. Again, that doesn't need to be tested because it's past day 1. It's not a problem anymore. Switch 1 games run better even without a dedicated patch. We tested that with Disgaea 6. Disgaea 6 does look like it's running better. I remember it lagging in the overworld, and it was fine when I played it just now. And that's even without a dedicated patch for it. Like, Pokemon Scarlet's going to have a dedicated patch for it, which is going to make it run at a higher resolution and frame rate. Joy-Con 2 uses electromagnets, so when the system powers off, the Joy-Con falls off. We tested that at the beginning. Mario Kart World isn't fun because stages are too big and not challenging enough. We will not be able to test that until Mario Kart World is done. You don't need a screen protector, and I already said that it doesn't. You don't need a basic scratch resist. It's scratch resistant because, and it says that it's shatter resistant. But I do think you should get a tempered glass screen like my Switch 1. Just in case you do drop it, you have this very thick glass to protect it. I think you should get one. But if you're just worried about scratches and stuff like that, it's already got a screen protector on it. And so, yeah, that's all the myths busted, essentially, that we can test right now. There were GameStops in New York that stapled receipt to the box of the Switch 2, and it punctured the screens, and all the midnight release people had to return them. Oh, wow, that's crazy. So I guess it's not that much of a screen protector. But also, why the fuck were they stapling them to them? Why didn't they just use tape? That does 100% sound like something GameStop would do, though. We know so much about games. We're a company for gamers by gamers. Let me pierce your Switch 2 for you. They'll look good with earrings. Alright, let's set up the dock while I wait, I guess. I gotta figure out where this is gonna go. The cord is thinner for this one and a little flimsier, which is nice. It's less in the way. People are pissed? Yeah, I'd be. Um, why not just put the receipt in a bag? Need to find my HDMI cable. Let's get this nasty, disgusting Switch 1 dock out of here. Looky. It's the Nook Brothers. Goodbye, Nook Brothers. They're going to hell where they belong with their capitalist rat bastard father. This cord is not long enough. We're going to have to see if the other cord is longer. So I've got a new problem. Like the HDMI cord is not long enough for it to reach my second spot idea, and the USB-C port isn't long enough to reach the main spot that I would want it to go in. Let's see if I can fit this here. There we go. That fits. Whoa, almost yanked the dock off. Straight yanking it. Also, I should be testing the frame rate stuff on the big screen because that's where I was experiencing the frame rate issues. Hold on. Okay. And then this way I can also test the 8-bit DOE controller. So, Switch is going in Dockland. It is docked. God, I love docking. Okay. I can plug in my TV again. My other monitor, I mean. Okay. And we can turn off this camera. No, you're not going to get a room tour. We can turn this camera off now and put the game capture on. We can put the game capture on is what I'd like to say, but now we're having some new issues. First off, is the system on? Yes, it was on. Okay. Docking, is the Switch in a Mormon cult? Do you mean soaking? Soaking's the Mormon thing. Alright, let me move my camera stuff real quick. Alright, camera stuff is moved. Alright, so I think the problem is that I need to run my Elgato real quick. Game capture. Need to run it real quick. And then now that it's running, it should work. Or maybe it's not plugged in. Yeah, the problem was that it wasn't plugged in. Maybe that was the problem? Was that the cord? I made a power on light, so it's working now. Put on the Family Guy episode while you adjust the camera. Okay, it says no signal. Oh, the stream disconnected at random. This is a capture card problem. It's not a Switch 2 problem. Which one was connecting? Oh, I'm disconnecting from Twitch for some reason. Oh, that's because the Switch 2's off now. Okay. Let's take a Joy-Con off real quick. Okay. Now I gotta change my screen. Okay, so it connects perfectly fine to my... It connects perfectly fine to my... what's it called? My Elgato. It's just, it's been a while since I used it. There we go. That's fine. All right. I'm going to turn off the preview now. This looks complicated. What's complicated about it? It looks exactly the same as the Switch 1. Alright. What was I gonna check? Oh yeah, I was gonna check No More Heroes real quick. I need to plug my headphones into my monitor so I can hear. Don't worry, it's supposed to look like this. I was just having a little capture card trouble. We're going to put it on easy difficulty because I just want to test it real quick. You don't have a Switch 1? I mean, the menu looks pretty much the same as any other gaming console. It's simplified.
remembered this game I used
We're gonna skip right over this. Well, I'm just trying to get into the game. It did not transfer my save over, or that or my save was on Blythe's account, maybe. How could I play out through all this crap? I don't know the controls for this part. There we go. This is just this game's weird intro. I don't think we ever do this again. I had to pick one of the games with the longest intros, I guess. Well, it plays Switch 1 games just fine. Oh, okay, that's what I was supposed to do. Don't worry, these games are, this game series is usually this weird. This the grips that they give you to start with, the starting grip, the ones that the controller slots into, isn't the most comfortable because it's very square. Alright. So I'll know if the frame rate's improved once we get outside, because once we get outside is when the frame rate really starts to dip.
Hey gamers, limit your gaming to 10 hours per day. Any more, and you're seriously gonna die. Hope everyone's doing great today. Your good old girl next door, Sylvia, is going to...
I'll have to wait until we get to the free roam section.
Today's title is No More Heroes 3. After the opening sequence, we will take a closer look.
I love Suda51 games because they're so weird, but this one was so disappointing because of its frame rate issues that I never really got a chance to get into it.
Hurry up and grab the controller.
No More Heroes is like a shitpost. Yeah, it really is.
Ready? You know what to do, right? Just destroy all those nasty aliens. They're right before your eyes. I can feel that you have lost raging. You have no idea.
Just waiting for her to finish talking.
You need to pump up that energy.
Oh,
Eat all the
probably had to do
popcorn
the
chips you want.
control things it wants me
Drink a
to.
whole shitload of soda and play till your controller is covered in grease. You gotta kill, and then kill some more. Hesitate, and you are dead. Got it? Now, fight. Welcome to the Garden of Slaughter.
You French. Anytime I see French and it's not followed by fry. Ew, French. It's very weird just how far the trigger buttons go around the hand. Like, it's not at just the tippy top of the controller. Like, it fully follows the curve of my index fingers. The intro actually runs pretty well normally on the Switch, so it's hard to tell for this part. I really am just gonna have to get into the open world part because that's really where it chugs. Because you're zooming around the stage in your on your motorcycle, going very fast. In the old No More Heroes games, you used a Wii remote, and you had to shake the Wii remote up and down to refill his blade, his energy katana. So you would have to shake it vigorously like you were jerking it.
As you can see, things got all funky real quick. There's probably some planet-eating type dude waiting for me up ahead.
We'll skip the intros.
Taking a kill trip on.
If it runs fine, I'll do a full playthrough later.
It's me.
Sylvia, is that you?
You know what to do, don't you? If you want to keep living a comfortable life, kill them all. Unleash the insanity, Travis. Let it flow. The pure, primitive insanity. The Garden of Insanity is awaiting your return.
Oh, my stomach hurts. Too many beers. Oh, shit, I need a toilet. Perfect location. Oh yeah, don't forget. Always...
Bathrooms are your save point. We big pissing now. The controller holds heat really well. My hands are getting kind of sweaty. Replenishes health when eaten during battle. Let's just max out on those. Can we continue now? How do I... Oh, here. The buttons are still a bit small. Oh yeah, I was going to try to connect my 8BitDo controller. I forgot about that. Well, let's finish this up real quick.
Let's get this over with.
Oh, I timed that poorly.
Sweet. Strawberry. Right on. Raspberry. Double kill. Strawberry. Right on.
I like that they integrated the sticks into this game, so it's kind of like the actions you had to mimic with the Wii remote.
Raspberry. Crusher death kick. Blueberry. Triple kill. Sorry. Cranberry. Super kill. Poisonberry. Blackberry. Fantastic. And she.
Alright. I totally forgot about this game. Who are you talking to, Connie? I don't see them in the chat. Who are you talking to? I don't see anyone responding to you in the chat. I mean, it looks like you're talking to yourself to me. That might be Restream's fault. Oh, weird. It doesn't show all chat. Huh. It's hard not to fidget with the release buttons on the controller.
Gene, where are we?
In the core of the spacecraft.
Strawberry. Right on. Raspberry. Double kill. Blueberry. Triple kill. Strawberry.
Right on.
Raspberry. Get the fuck out! Come on. Blueberry. Triple kill.
This intro is longer than I remember it. But this is like the best. This is the best test to see if the Switch 2's if the Switch 2 did improve the frame rate of Switch 1 games, or if it's a matter of being more on the developer's fault. Because if it's the developer's fault, we'll still have pretty bad lag, pretty bad frame drops once we get to the overworld portion. I like this boss's theme. Yeah, it's kind of it goes kind of crazy.
Strawberry. Right on. Raspberry. Double kill. Never stood a chance. Blueberry.
My impulsive thought is, what's in the fridge? It's usually sandwiches, so I guess sandwiches are my friends. Sandwiches can be your friends.
Travis?
I really hope it does work with my 8-bit Do controller, because I really don't want to use the this Joy-Con grip controller, because it's the sticks are shallow. It's a perfectly fine controller for the when it's docked and when it's attached to the system, but as it is right now, it's not as it is like on the controller grip. It doesn't feel as good, because on the controller grip it's too square. It's not a comfortable controller. Guess I gotta keep hopping in these puddles trying to find the right one. Can't go over there. Oh, here we go. Like, it's perfectly fine for portable mode, but for for controller mode. It's very uncomfortable. It's very square, and the grip itself isn't comfortable either. And the sticks are too short, and the buttons are too small. But these are concessions that have to be made when you're making a portable device.
Not there, Travis.
Where is he? Where the hell are you, black hole?
Calm down, Travis. Go left.
Left? I'm gonna go full on. Strawberry, right on. Raspberry, double kill.
Yeah, the control sticks are way too shallow.
Blueberry, triple kill. Cranberry.
Very random game at times. That's Suda51 games though.
Bear.
What? The enemies are filled with strawberry jam? That's crazy. And when this game came out, and when it was re-released, I did not hear anyone talking about this game, and I think a lot of people just were not digging the low frame rate. It made it so you need to buy the Pro Controller. No, that's, like I said, it's perfectly fine when it's on portable mode. It's just not comfortable on the controller grip. But I mean, the other Switch controller wasn't comfortable on the controller grip either.
Congratulations, Travis.
Sylvia, is it really you?
I'm gonna have to get up and turn my fan on in a second. It's gotten hot in here. Oh yeah, this is a pretty niche series. And not a lot of people want to jump into a third sequel.
The year 2021. The huge entertainment
2021, that's so far in the future?
No more than 10 hours of gaming per day.
We gotta watch this guy take a two-ski every time we want to save. We should also run all the other games I have and see if there's any that aren't compatible, because they said that not all Switch 1 games are going to be compatible. So I should find out which one of my Switch 1 games won't run on it.
Not bad.
So, what do you think?
We should be getting to the open world portion soon. The plus button is made out of a pretty hard plastic, like the Switch 1 controller was, but it's a little bit bigger, I think, and it's more uncomfortable. It's got very sharp corners on it, so it kind of hurts to press.
It's morning.
Ew, I gotta walk past the anime stuff. I can't just leave. Let's drop the kids off at the pool. I'm not going to be playing this the whole time, just for the test.
Gene?
I'm hungry.
That cat is almost as fat as Bo.
That's okay, I guess.
Still can't leave. I'm a prisoner in my own home.
Which one?
I probably had to go down the slide thing. Yep, there's one more floor to go down. I like some anime stuff.
Where's Shinobu?
It's just there's some anime stuff that I don't agree with. Like, I don't agree with being a fan of not No More Heroes, My Hero Academia. I don't think anyone should be a fan of that. Other than Christopher Sabat's performance, of course. But if you're a fan of I keep saying No More Heroes. If you're a fan of My Hero Academia, I suggest reconsider.
Sylvia,
That rage. Did something happen?
they got Shinobu.
Yes. She is a rambunctious one, too. She was drawn to the Garden of Slaughter as well.
Enough talk. Now let me at those sons of bitches.
The ranking battles, But Travis, first you have to clear a test battle. Otherwise, you cannot participate in the ranked battles.
Then hurry the fuck up and make it happen.
You are so serious. Was she so special to you?
Now spare me your bullshit.
Okay then. Preparations for the test match are complete. Off to Perfect World.
Perfect world, huh?
The texture popping isn't as bad.
You've got mail.
Alright. I'm supposed to go to these indicators around town. It does look better. I'm not on my motorcycle yet, though. This ain't it. There's my motorcycle.
Gene, get us there. On it. Keep going this way and punch it. Overtake the wind, Travis. Make the very wind itself.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, alright. It looks like the frame rate's better. That's surprising because the Xbox Series S version did not have improved frame rates.
Activate Damsam Tiger.
Yeah, it definitely looks like No More Heroes runs better on the Switch too. Because normally I'd be getting some frame droppage right about now. Alright, so that test is done. Oh, yeah, let's press the C button. Oh, my... The game froze. The game froze when I pressed the home button. System doesn't want to turn off either. Oh, the system is hot. Green's black. Oh, it is really, really hot, actually. It's not like burning hot. It's just way warmer than it should be. It doesn't want to power off. There it goes. Okay, it does run better on the Switch 2, but the Switch 2 does not agree with my choice to play it. It crashed just trying to open the home menu. Let's try that again. It hard crashed. Alright, let's try now. Okay, it's just because it was in the game or something. Something was going on. Alright, let's try popping in another cartridge. Yeah, I really couldn't handle No More Heroes. To be fair, like I said, oh, the cartridge is warm too. To be fair, like I said, No More Heroes 3 is poorly made. It's a good game, it's an interesting game, it's a fun game, but it is not optimized. Suda51 did a really piss poor job with it. Let's try Mario Kart. Oh wait, let's try the controller first. So now I've got a 2.4 gigahertz plug-in, and it's plugged in and connected. It's just not controlling anything. So let's try going to controllers, change grip order. Nope, not connecting. Not even with the plug. So the 8BitDo controller must need an update of some sort, which makes sense. Try to use a USB cable. Yeah, okay, we can try that. No. Okay, the 8BitDo controller does not work with it. It's possible it needs a firmware update from 8BitDo, so I'm sure it'll work in a week or so. The software isn't currently on the system. Please download the software to continue. Okay, I thought I was downloading it. So it can't download while also running a game. And it's going to take an hour to download. 30 minutes to download. Okay. System is warm. It's not concerningly hot. It's just I wouldn't be able to hold it in my hands. Let's try reducing the resolution to 720p. Oh, it'd be under display. We don't need HDR. TV resolution. Well, we turned HDR off. Maybe that'll be fine. We don't need 120 hertz. I don't even think my monitor supports 120 frames. Okay. That could also be why it was running hot. But yeah, No More Heroes 3 does have a better frame rate. I would still suggest probably running it in 720p so it doesn't explode your system. I don't think it'll actually explode your system, but it was pretty hot and it did crash when I tried to press the home button. Let's see. C button. Try game chat. It's going to tell me I need Switch Online probably. I don't think I have Mario Odyssey. I played it and then I traded it in, I'm pretty sure. About game chat. With game chat, you can chat with friends while you play all together, anytime, anywhere. During the game chat open access period, which will last until the March 31st, 2026, you'll be able to use game chat without a Switch Online membership. Afterward, a Nintendo Switch Online membership will be required. Okay, so it's just for a beta test thing. Game chat terms, that's nice. Oh, I actually have to scroll through it. Need to confirm your phone number, huh? Alright. I hate how much it relies on my phone. I'm not a fan of that. My Xbox doesn't need me to attach my phone. My PC doesn't need me to attach my phone. My PlayStation 4 didn't need me to attach my phone. So now I gotta sync up this phone to it. And I don't have phone service, so if it requires an actual working phone number, I'm just, I'm just screwed, I guess. Yep, that's a me. Logging in for the 4th time. Needs me to verify my email address. Pretty sure I've done that before. No, wait, that's a Hotmail email, which means I gotta go to Outlook. Actually, I might not be able to log into this account because I don't remember. I don't remember this email. This Microsoft account is really old, and I don't remember the password for it. You used an incorrect account or password too many times. We can't sign you in. Yeah, I don't remember the information for that account. So I'm going to have to make a new account, a new Nintendo account to use it. So I gotta make a new account that doesn't use my old email. How do I add yet another account? Nope. Okay, I must be at the account limit or something. Yep, I don't see an option to add a new one. This account I just used for Nuzlocke attempts on Scarlet. So I'm not super worried about it. This one too. This one I use to access the Japanese eShop. I need that because it's got my my copy of Suika on there. All right. Let's add a new user. So if you don't have an existing account, you're going to have to go through some hoops. Where did I put my phone? There it is. Can I just click create new account and do it from here? No. Because why would it be easy? I just really don't like the amount of stuff that Nintendo makes you do through your phone. Create a Nintendo account. We'll sign up with Google. Okay. I click an account and then it says page cannot be accessed right now. Okay, click Google. Okay. I guess I've apparently used all my emails already. Oh, that's a good point. Okay. It's fine that I need a new account. Like, this password I'm using now is going to be more secure anyway. Also, if they signed in onto my Switch, I'd just be able to remove the Switch. It's not like they can control the Switch from their account. Yeah, exactly. Someone put in your payment information.
Just want to sign into mine.
Nah, I'm fine. I've already done it. Enter the following confirmation code on your Switch.